All right. NBA Summer League. The NBA season that we all do not give a crap about, apparently, because nobody's talking about it. So, thought I would give it a spin and talk about it. So pretty much every team's played like 2 to 3 games already, which means will we have meaningful games going on? Well, meaningful is a stretch, but, meaningful for the players, not necessarily the fans. We should start it off by the main man, first overall pick, Victor Wembanyama. Played 2 games. The Spurs have already shut him down, though, which kind of smart. He just played his season over in France with the Metro team. Just got done with the finals or whatever is going on in the Euro League over there, so, doesn't have that much of a break. But I feel like his first game was pretty lackluster from what I imagined. Had like 9 points, couple blocks, couple rebounds too. Everybody was calling him a bust after it though, which I was very confused about. Which just does not make sense because look at this guy. Number one, it's Summer League, so I doubt that he really cares that much. He did say that he didn't know what he was doing out there after the game in his post-game presser, so I don't really know how to interpret that, like if he actually cared. I'm pretty sure the Spurs actually won the game, 76-68. He did not. Julian Champagnie had more points than him at 20. Brandon Miller on the other side was 16. Wemby's second game was definitely more of a realistic look at Wemby, in my opinion. Put up way better numbers. Had like, what was it? Let's see. I think he had like 27 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. That's really good. Double. Pretty much dominated the Blazers. They didn't really have an answer for him, which, might be a thing for teams to come in the regular season here. But yeah, honestly, I think it's too early to really give a real verdict on Wemby. I think he'll be great. People are overreacting to this and the Britney Spears headlines, which I just find really strange, so I don't really care either. Next up, Keontae George, freaking baller, dude. He has been like actually genuinely amazing. Like in his first game, what did he have? He had 33 points and 10 assists, 2 rebounds, and only 2 turnovers too. Had a 0 on the plus or minus, which, it's Summer League, but this is great for the Jazz, I think. If you look at their roster and their guard situation, it's all shooting guards, which I think Keontae George is naturally a shooting guard, score first type of guy, but he had 10 assists. That's really interesting playmaking statistic there for him. Baylor, I don't think he was putting up that many numbers, but for the Jazz, this is exactly what you wanted when you drafted him, because you look at, as I said, you look at their roster, it's pretty much all shooting guards. You have Ochai Agbaji, who I think is going to make a sophomore jump this year for them, and he's also on the Summer League team, and he's been putting up pretty good numbers too. And then you have Colin Sexton, shooting guard. He tried to make the change over to point guard last season. It was okay, wasn't great, wasn't bad. And then you have Jordan Clarkson, who you just extended, also shooting guard. And then you have Bryce Sensabaugh, one of your other first-round picks, who I also think is a shooting guard. So I think if Keontae George can really take this playmaking role, he can be great on the Jazz. He's exactly what they need. First game, 33 points, 10 assists. And then his second game against the Timberwolves, he had 26 points, 7 assists, 2 steals, 4 turnovers though, but had a plus 25 on the plus or minus. So, plus 25 is pretty crazy. I honestly think he's maybe one of the steals of the draft so far. I know this is a bit of an overreaction. He's played 3 games to this point. He got injured in the last one last night, which is kind of tough, which means he's probably done for his Summer League campaign this season. But I think he can be a great point guard. He's in a great situation in Utah where there's like no other point guard competition. I don't think he'll start. I bet Colin Sexton gets those minutes, but he can still have some meaningful impact on the Jazz here. The other thing about the Jazz though is that he is on a team with a bunch of young kids. They had 3 first-round picks. Unfortunately, Taylor Hendricks and Bryce Sensabaugh are injured and not playing the Summer League or haven't played yet. I don't know if they're coming back. I doubt they will. But he has a good bunch of good supporting players. The Laria is obviously an all-star. They traded for John Collins. Walker Kessler's obviously there. Have all those draft picks. Colin Sexton. I think he can be great on the Jazz. Another player, second overall pick in the draft, Brandon Miller, has, in my eyes, been kind of lackluster. I mean, he's obviously going to get compared to Scoot because he obviously got picked over him, which, in my opinion, was a mistake for the Hornets. But so far, he's been very inconsistent from shooting from three, which is exactly what they did not want. And this is kind of just a continuation from what we saw in the NCAA tournament and the SEC tournament.
Game
where
1, 16 points, 1 assist,
11 rebounds. Not great. Obviously, I mean, he shot okay from three. But what I'm looking at there mainly is the 1 assist. No playmaking at all, almost, which... If I'm the Hornets or the Hornets head coach, you're going to need to see more from that. But had a double-double, obviously. I think that's a fine game. Played against Wemby. They lost, but that's fine. Game 2 was not good for him at all. 10 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds, sorry. But also, the main glaring statistic is 0 from 7 from 3, which, from a player who's taking that many shots, you got to hit at least 1, right? I mean, obviously never got into the shooting rhythm. But, like, he's obviously has a very nice offensive game. That's why you're picking him at number 2 overall. I'm guessing that he's going to be way better with LaMelo distributing the ball to him. You also have Miles Bridges there. I don't know if he's actually going to play this season, but we'll see. In his third game, 26 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, which is obviously that's the type of Brandon Miller performance you're going to want to see, especially in Summer League, and hopefully that can translate over to the NBA season. I think personally the Hornets should have gone Scoot over him. I mean, you look at the Sacramento Kings, they drafted De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, and Davion Mitchell in pretty much consecutive drafts, and they made the playoffs. Tyrese and De'Aaron obviously did not fit next to each other, but they were able to flip Tyrese for Domantas Sabonis, who was obviously a big piece to their third seed run last year and almost beat the Warriors. So I think that's something that the Hornets could have done last year, but obviously did not do, which mistake in my eyes, but we'll see how it goes. Scoot Henderson played 1 game. What was it? 21 minutes, had 15 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, played against Amen Thompson, who had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 rebounds in 28 minutes. They played against each other. Both were injured, so they had limited playing time. And I've also only played 1 game. Scoot has since been shut down by the Blazers, so not really much to go off there, but he did show promise. 15 points in 21 minutes. That's pretty good. 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He reminds me a lot of Russell Westbrook or a John Wall. I feel like he's obviously gonna be a star in this league, especially in Portland if they trade Dame, which, I mean, I don't think you cannot trade Dame at this point. I think him and Shaedon Sharp are gonna be a great duo together. Possibly Anthony Simons, but I bet he gets traded. And then Amen Thompson on the other side for Houston. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 boards. 5 assists, 4 boards. Mistake there, my bad. I think he's going to be good too, but Houston's offseason is really strange to me, picking up both Dylan Brooks. I like the Dylan Brooks pickup, but Fred VanVleet, I do not understand. Giving him that much money for a team that's really still not good enough. I bet they probably are on track to be a play-in team at the best. I mean, he could be a good locker room presence, good veteran presence for all the young dudes there, like Jabari Smith and Jalen Green, which, that could be nice. But and you had cap space to spend too, but I think they were all in on James Harden, and he ended up accepting his player option, which I'm guessing they did not foresee. So, yeah, I don't know. But I feel like if he has he's going to be on the bench for the Rockets 6-man. I think he was a great fit for them to be a starting point guard, can distribute next to Jalen Green, possibly Jabari Smith going in rotations and stuff. So I think he would have been a great pickup to be a starting guy. I don't know. He's also going to be great on the bench, obviously, but... Speaking of Jabari Smith Jr., in the same game, had 33 points, a couple assists, 7 rebounds, and a game-winning 3, which is kind of crazy that Portland's defender let him get that off with 0.6 seconds on the clock, but it's kind of crazy that defense was that bad. Pretty much got a face guard, a guard for the basket, not get behind him, but who cares? I think this is a great performance. I think Jabari's in a prime position to make a sophomore jump, kind of like Ochai Agbaji for the Jazz, which I think is great for the Rockets. I mean, put up like 15 points per game last year. As a third overall pick, that's not what you want. Obviously, he was maybe going to go first overall, but then things happened in the last day or so, I'm guessing, and Paulo went first, which is obviously the right pick in hindsight. But yeah, I think he could be good. He's exactly what the Rockets need. A nice, good shooting, power forward guy next to one of their centers. I can't remember his name, but he also looks good. Their young center. But yeah, and then you also have the last guy I want to talk about here is Chet Holmgren. He has been a monster lately in Summer League. I think he's going to be great. I mean, unless he gets injured, which he did put on some muscle, put on 18 pounds, I think, which is really good. In his latest game against I don't know if this is the latest game, but against the Indiana Pacers, he had 25 points, 5 blocks, 1 steal, 2 assists, 9 boards. So not a double-double, but pretty much there, plus or minus of 18 positive. I think this is good. I mean, this is what you expected him to do last year. Obviously got injured for the whole season, which I think everybody was expecting him to get injured. Not for that long, though. But he's shown some good promise. I think he's going to be really good. He's going to slide in great next to Shea and Josh Giddey. He's going to have that playmaking with Josh Giddey and be able to have, I think, him and Josh Giddey in the pick and roll is going to be really nice. That's a good duo with Josh Giddey's passing abilities. Pretty much being able to feed him the ball from any position, and then Chet being able to finish over quite literally half of the league. He's shown that. Posted up Taco Fall, who's obviously 7'2". He's not very good. I hate to say it, but he's not. And obviously, 5 blocks. This guy's gonna be a defensive monster. He's gonna be. Him and Wemby are kind of leading the charge on these new ultra tall centers that are kind of skinny and scrawny, but also have great potential. I think the Thunder have. Everybody's saying it, but this is one of the best rebuilds I've ever seen. These draft picks. You have Jalen Williams there, both of them really, but mainly the one dude. And Jalen Williams have been great last year. Chet Holmgren's good. They have Cason Wallace. I don't know if that's him, but he has not been great in his last couple days, but I think he'll be a good solid guy. You got Trey Mann on the team, obviously Shea, Dort, Giddey from last year. They got a playing team. I think they're a playoff team this year, personally. We'll see what happens with them. I think they're going to be great. I think them and the Jazz are honestly the Magic too. They got a good young core. I think all those 3 teams are in a great position to succeed in the future. So yeah, that's pretty much my takes on the Summer League. It's been fun so far. I think Summer League's always a fun time. Unless everybody gets injured like Scoot and Thompson and Keontae George this year, which is crazy that many people have been injured in such a short span. But Summer League's fun. It'll be, maybe I'll make a part 2 to this. It's fun watching games. But yeah, those are the hot takes, overreactions. Maybe we'll do another one, but thank you for watching Dirtybird Sports. I'll see you next time.